An entrepreneur, an investor, a television personality, and a media proprietor. That's one way to become a billionaire. Sounds like a stretch, right? Well, Mark Cuban would disagree. One of the wealthiest people in America, Cuban's net worth is around $4.3 billion, according to Forbes. With all that being said, it comes as no surprise that he lives a luxurious lifestyle. And if you're curious as to how he spends his millions of dollars, we're here to tell you all about it. Let's dive in. First up, houses, or we'd much rather say mansions. After becoming a billionaire in 1999, Cuban spent a whopping $17.6 million on a 24,000 square foot French chateau-style mansion, which, in case you're wondering, is basically the size of 5 basketball courts. It's situated on a 7-acre estate in the Preston Hollow neighborhood of Dallas, Texas, where Mark still resides with his family. The main house is 23,676 square feet in size and has 10 bedrooms, a pool, tennis courts, a spa, as well as a 3-story guest house in the back. Even though originally there were 3 garages attached to the house, it apparently wasn't enough space for Mark, so he built 2 more, which in total came up to 4,838 square feet of space. But that's not all. Since he moved, Mark also built a special office in his residence where he carries out business. It's a well-known fact that Mark loves a good party, and his house also gives that away about him. In fact, one of the first modifications he made to the house when he bought it was to install a state-of-the-art sound system. The house also has 5 fireplaces, 5 wet bars, and a wine cellar. Sounds like a party, all right. Despite all this information on the internet, in an interview in 2019, Cuban admitted that he, to this day, has no idea how many rooms or bathrooms the house has, and even claimed that he bought the house sight unseen. Talk about being humble. With all that being said, it comes as no surprise that Cuban's house is the 9th most expensive house in Dallas. That isn't the only property Cuban has bought. In 2018, he bought a $19 million vacation villa in a small coastal city in Orange County, California called Laguna Beach. The beachfront house is considerably more modern than his house, spread out to 7,867 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and 3 half bathrooms too. Moving on to his private jets. Guess it's pretty obvious Cuban's a fan of the finer things in life, and his private jet collection is evidence enough for that statement. Bought in 1999, right after he made his first billion, the Gulfstream 5 cost Cuban around $40 million, making it his most expensive purchase as well as the title of the largest e-commerce transaction ever made. In fact, this transaction even got him placed in the Guinness Book of World Records, and to this day, his record hasn't been broken. Now back to the jet that caused all the commotion. It can fly up to 51,000 feet at a speed of 966 kilometers per hour and has a range of 10,742 kilometers. It also has 2 Rolls-Royce BR700 engines with a cockpit that has full authority engine controls. Other onboard features include Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and live TV as well for 14 passengers as well as 4 crew members to entertain themselves. According to Cuban, the jet was the smartest thing he's ever spent money on, since it saves him enough time to spend with family and friends. The environment you're polluting with that jet would beg to differ though, Mark. The Gulfstream 5 isn't the only jet he's bought though. He purchased the 28-year-old Boeing 757 for $36 million. However, this jet isn't for his personal use, but for his NBA team, the Dallas Mavericks. Its flight time is usually 600 hours per year. Keeping the players in mind, the jet was personalized to accommodate their needs. It has a weight room, as well as a space for medical treatments. There are coaching and connectivity resources present on the aircraft too. Cuban's third jet is the 38-year-old Boeing 767-200. Even though it was bought to hire out high-end charter, the third jet has now also been recruited for the Mavericks. However, Mark hasn't talked about it publicly himself. It seems like he's sold this one. We're sure one private jet should be just enough for him and his errands though. Next up, the Dallas Mavericks. It's practically impossible impossible to talk about Cuban and not mention the Dallas Mavericks, since he does co-own them with fellow billionaire Jerry Jones. It was after he sold his shares in Yahoo for around $7.4 billion that Cuban was able to purchase ownership of the Mavericks for $285 million. The story of how he decided to buy the team's ownership is one for the books. Mark was a big fan of the Dallas Mavericks prior to the purchase. In an interview with Chris Paul for the NBA All-Stars Bloomberg series How I Got Here, Mark explained how he was watching the Mavericks play poorly once and he kept thinking to himself, I can do a better job than this. And that's when it hit him. He's rich now. He can help them out. If that's not some real diehard fan behavior, we don't know what is. And seems like Mark was a lucky charm for the team after all. After he bought them, literally 6 months after his decision, everyone noticed a drastic change in the team, and there was an instant improvement in their record. According to Forbes, the Mavericks are currently valued at $2.7 billion, which is the 9th highest in the NBA. In fact, the Mavericks and Cuban are two of the most recognizable names in sports now. Looks like Cuban is pretty good at making records wherever he goes. We need to talk about his cars. Well, if the guy can own private jets, would you even be surprised that he has some sweet rides up in his garage? Or should we say garages as well? The first car we're going to talk about is the Mercedes-Benz S600 Pullman Guard. Being a family man, this car seems like the perfect choice for him. Described as the safest car in the world, with its run-flat tires, bulletproof armor, as well as having a steel bulkhead in case of any sort of accident, this car is the most expensive Mercedes-Benz, reported to be worth $1.5 million. But his second car is probably just for Cuban himself. It's a 1995 Ford Custom Line, and we've got to hand it to him, he's got good taste. In the search of the, in his own words, oh my goodness cruiser, Cuban found himself on the reality TV show Fast and Loud, where the famous Gas Monkey Garage crew found him the vintage car. It was revealed on the show that the car was originally a museum piece that the crew restored apart from the tires. They're still the original ones. And if 3 private jets and 2 cars weren't enough for him, Cuban has nothing to worry about, because he owns a yacht too. Casual stuff for a billionaire, obviously. So what are some of his investments? It would be unfair for us not to mention the business venture that started Cuban's course as a billionaire in the first place. Micro Solutions, which was later on sold to CompuServe for $6 million. After that, he invested in Broadcast.com, which he later sold to Yahoo for $5.7 billion. Usually, you would hear the advice to invest your time and efforts in one place. Clearly, Mark Cuban doesn't believe in that philosophy, as he has multiple investments in different companies. He's an investor in the ABC reality TV show Shark Tank. Apart from finding companies to invest in from the show, he searches out other companies he finds potential in. One of his most well-known investments is 2929 Entertainment, an entertainment company he co-owns with entrepreneur Todd Wagner. The company was founded in 2003 and has worked with other well-known entertainment companies such as Fox, Warner Brothers, and Lionsgate. Some other companies he's invested in are Bill Shark, Nuts and More, Instafire, Group Hug, and many more. And finally, his philanthropy. Cuban is the president of the Dallas-based Mark Cuban Foundation, from which he conducts his philanthropy. He focuses on many different causes like Jewish causes, sports, education, patent law and reform, public health, veterans, and many more. Foundations like Electronic Frontier Foundation and American Civil Liberties Union Foundation are recipients of the Mark Cuban Foundation. In 2017, the foundation donated an estimated $350,000 after it was revealed that the foundation's assets were exceeding $3.4 million. He also reportedly donated $1 million for the protection of Dallas's LGBTQIA community. Cuban is also very passionate about the area he resides in, Dallas, and has made many donations for its locals. In 2017, Cuban reportedly donated $40,000 to save the Greenville Avenue St. Patrick's Day Parade as they were low on funds. Mark's different charity works have been greatly appreciated by everyone. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Mark Cuban's rich lifestyle? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.